welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Holly and this is my dog Stella, who always yawns in the videos. Stella is my 3-year-old miniature dachshund and we make videos just about life and adventuring and living with a little pup. Stella is fully mature now. I never thought I would say that. Felt like the puppy phase lasted forever. But she is full grown, fully mature, not fully trained, but we're working on it. But she is old enough and mature enough that I can leave her home alone, wandering the house without a worry about things getting chewed up, things getting destroyed, her eating something that is unsafe. If you've watched some of my old videos, you probably know that I crate trained Stella, so she would be in her crate every time I would leave the house, which I would never leave her for long periods of time. I would either take her with me or she'd only be alone for an hour or two at a time. But now that she is older and more mature, like I said, I can leave her for longer periods, so when I go out for a night, I don't have to worry about her. But there are still some things that I do beforehand to make sure that she is all set for the night, and that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. To prepare your dog to stay home alone for an extended period of time, and to clarify, when I say extended period of time, I mean leaving your dog for 5, 6, 7 hours alone, wandering the house, not in a crate, not with a dog walker or anything like that. I don't mean going on a weekend trip and leaving your dog. But when it comes to preparing for this, I think there are two different preparations. One is long-term prep and one is short-term prep. So I'll start with the long-term prep because you gotta start with those ones earlier. Long-term prep is things like making sure that your dog is fully house trained. Like I said before, to do this, crate training helped a lot with house training Stella. She was not an easy one to crack, but she is much, much better now. So if you're still having consistent accidents with your dog, that probably means they are not old enough to be left out of the crate alone for an extended period of time. Another long-term prep factor is practicing training, not chewing, not destructive behaviors, all that kind of stuff. Again, crate training really helped with this. I can't recommend crate training enough. I have a few videos all about it. When it comes to this behavior, basically what I did is Stella would be out of the crate when I was home and I had enough attention that I could give to her to make sure she wasn't destroying things and that I could distract her with toys or jump in if she did start destroying something. If I didn't have that amount of attention to keep on her, then she would be in her crate. And usually when I'd put her in her crate, she would just go right to sleep and take a nap. But if she wasn't tired enough to do that, then I would give her something that she is allowed to chew on or that would distract her. And just repeating those two things helped train her to not be destructive and not chew. So on to the short-term preparation. First thing I do is just a quick check that the house is clean and there's nothing on the floor that is tempting to her or bad for her, or if she did happen to get into it, wouldn't be a problem. So there's no cleaning products within reach, there's no treat bags that she can get into. Next thing I make sure to do is give her some form of exercise so that she's not full of energy when I leave her. So sometimes this is taking her for a long walk, sometimes it's playing fetch in the park, or if it's cold and not nice outside, then I'll just play fetch in the house with her. That's one of her favorite things to tire her out. Sometimes it's some mental puzzles, basically anything to tire her out so that majority of the time that I'm gone, she'll be tired and she will sleep instead of getting anxious and using that energy to do anything I don't want her to do. Next, I want to make sure that she's prepped with food and water, obviously. She's going to drink some water right now. So I'll do the basic things like filling up her water bowl. I used to try to either split up her meals, feed her a little bit before I go out, feed her a little bit later, because usually when I do leave her for a long period of time, it is right over her dinner break. And there just wasn't an easy solution to substituting her dinner when I'm not here to feed her dinner. But I did finally find a good solution for this. I got an automatic pet feeder from WOpet. So basically it's this big box, you fill it with the kibble and you can set it on a scheduled timer. So Stella's goes off every day at 9 a.m. for breakfast and every night at 6 p.m. for dinner. So so even if I'm not here, I know that food is gonna come out and be there for her at the right time, which really helps with just keeping her on the same daily routine schedule. And the thing that I really love about my pet feeder is that it has a camera on it. So the camera is right in front of the food bowl, so if your dog comes over to eat, you can actually see them coming over and when they're eating their meal. So when I'm out, I'll get the notification that the feeder went off, and then usually shortly after, I'll see her come in on the camera and eat some food. So this feeder really helps with two things. One, it makes sure that she gets fed even when I'm not home, and two, I get to check in and make sure that she is actually feeding and that she is actually okay and I can actually see her on the camera. Then obviously the last step to leaving your dog home alone is taking them out for a quick bathroom break beforehand. So I'll take her for a quick walk, leave her in the house, and then she's pretty much good for the night after that. So those are all my tips and how I prepare to leave my dog alone for long extended periods of time. If you have any questions or comments about it, you can leave them in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.